Television you should watch. Over the Garden Wall. What it is. Half-brothers Wirt and Greg are traveling home when they suddenly realize they are lost in a large magical forest known as the Unknown. Wirt, the older brother, approaches their situation with caution and seriousness. He's pessimistic and easily annoyed by Greg, who in contrast is a carefree, fun-loving child who approaches situations with undying positivity and joy. They come across a woodsman who informs them of the dangers of the forest and an entity that stalks the woods known only as the Beast. He warns that they must find their way home soon, for the Beast preys on the souls of the lost, and that if they don't hurry, he will soon come for them. The brothers, aided by a talking bluebird named Beatrice, must then go on a long journey to find their way home. Along the way, they discover the magical and strangeness of the unknown and the people who live inside of it. Why you should watch it. Over the Garden Wall is a 2014 miniseries that spans 10 11-minute episodes. It was created by Patrick McHale, who also worked on The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, and co-developed and wrote for Adventure Time. It's a wonderful, heartwarming fantasy adventure that is just a joy to watch. Episodes may only be 11 minutes, but in that short time, they're always able to tell fun, one-off stories, as well as keeping a large, overarching tale going. The main characters, Wirt and Greg, are played by Elijah Wood and Colin Dean, respectively, and they do a fantastic job of acting just like two brothers would. Their dynamic together reminds me of what it was like exploring and playing with my brothers when I was younger. Wirt drives most of the story, but Greg provides a lot of lightheartedness and brings a lot of comedy to the show. They're a great pair, and I love following them on their adventure. The music in this show is fantastic. It's all supposed to call back to early American music from the late early 1900s. There's some wonderful folk music, opera music, and an old-timey big band sound that's all splashed in there. Seriously, the music is amazing, and the show would be worth watching based on that alone. But his music also just fits so well into the atmosphere that the show creates, and it's this wonderful dynamic that makes them both so much better. Just to say as an aside, Over the Garden Wall sung by Jack Jones is my favorite of the soundtrack. But there are so many good ones. I absolutely love the art and design of this show, which, like the music, is reminiscent of late early 1900s. From the animals in school uniforms to the woodsman and a sequence involving Greg that features some classic-looking animation, it all creates an atmosphere and feel for a show that I can just not help but be enamored by. It reminds me a lot of the old Peter Rabbit show that I watched a lot when I was a child, as well as The Wind in the Willows. So it has great music and art, but even more important is its story and characters. From the talking bluebird Beatrice, who gives Wirt someone to bounce off of a little more, to the rarely seen but always present villain of the story, the Beast, who has a dark but wonderful voice and a shadowy figure that's almost always covered in darkness. The Beast may be one of my favorite villains around. For the story, many of the episodes deal with side adventures where Wirt and Greg encounter the odd people who live in the unknown, but the main plot of finding their way home intertwines with many of these stories so effortlessly that it all just feels like a natural progression. What it's similar to. For its creepy but overall lighthearted atmosphere, I compare this series a lot to the Disney XD show Gravity Falls, which is also about two siblings of similar demeanor, one serious and more pessimistic, and the other a fun-loving optimist with endless energy. The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack is a fairly comparable show as well. Over the Garden Wall and Flapjack both have similar setting in terms of apparent time period, and this macabre feeling that can just make you uneasy in the best ways. Over the Garden Wall is only 10 episodes, and even though I wish I could have more, I'm more than grateful for what I have. This is the perfect show for a chilly fall or winter night, especially with Halloween fast approaching. From the music to the characters, this is without a doubt a TV show you should watch.
We've been doing this for so long, and yet it's come to this. We feel you've been treating us wrong, yet you sit there and insist. No, you two are great. Why don't you just wait? Just know this, there is no hate. But let me translate. We wish you the best of luck, but you guys are a bunch of schmucks. Playing with guys is a real crime. We quit, for real this time.